Namaste, everyone. I'm going to give you a meditation for amplifying your aura. So, why do we want to strengthen our aura? Like I've mentioned before, the earth has an ozone layer. The earth has an aura. And that aura protects the earth from disruptions. Right? Space, right? There's a lot of toxic energy in space, right? The sun rays and meteors that can enter into Earth's atmosphere, can enter into Earth's ecosystem, and can disrupt, can damage. Right? So we know that the aura of Earth protects us. It protects our ecosystem from meteors getting into our ecosystem and causing disruption and could damage the ecosystem, right? As well as the sun rays. The sun rays from polluting our bodies and disrupting the balance of the earth. So the earth has a wonderful balance when it comes to the elements, right? And that balance has taken millions, billions of years for Earth to get into this just right equilibrium when it comes to the elements, right? So we had too much heat, right? Too much heat, right? Then we have too much cold, right? Too much cold, and we had water, right? And then we started to have earth energy. So all of this is about reaching equilibrium, and that's why we're here today, because our ecosystem has reached equilibrium. So our aura protects us. Call it discernment, right? The aura is very discerning, and the stronger the aura is, the more discerning we are. So the less likely we are to invite in disruptions that are going to damage us, right? People, person, place, or thing, right? We're not so easily affected, right? Even when it comes to our metabolic health, right? We start to get stronger. We are more fit, emotionally fit, spiritually fit, mentally fit, and then physically fit, right? When we have a strong aura, right? We're not so easily weakened by Earth, right? Because we've been here on Earth for a very long time. This human species is come and it goes, right? We've had rise and fall of civilizations. We've also had, extinctions on this planet Earth, known as Great Flood. We've also had the extinction of human species due to volcano eruption that created this carbon dioxide atmosphere that basically everything died, and we kind of had to wait maybe 1,000,000 years for it to kind of clear out, right? We also had ice age. We also had the axis of the planet tilt, right? That caused a lot of mayhem, right? But we as human species, we're still here today. We might have gone through periods of great difficulty because the planet Earth is reaching equilibrium and has to go through these phases of axis tilt, ice age, we call Great Flood, or we talk about volcano eruption. It's all about the balance of the scales, like the checks and the balances between all the elements on this planet. And we human species, we have been here long enough to have gone through some of that, not all of that, but we have gone through a lot of these sort of major reforms and changes to the ecosystem. So we were able to get through it because we are very strong. We're very fit, spiritually, mentally, psychologically, and physically fit. And how do we get fit? Ultimately, it's through our aura, right? Our aura, like the aura to planet Earth, is able to really block out toxins, block out diseases, block out disruptions that can damage us, right? So we're going to work on building that aura so that our planet, called our body, can have a more balanced ecosystem that has a resilience to it, right? It's our Earth is very resilient. All of the pollution of this world, that we are, dumping, it will never damage the earth. Right? We think, that the earth is going to die and that kind of thing. We have been through this before, right? We have been through this on Mars, where there was like a nuclear explosion on Mars that created major disruption, major damage to Mars, right? So we as human, we are capable of mass destruction. We know with our nuclear bombs and that kind of thing, that can create a huge sort of cloud of toxic energy that can really create a huge sort of difficulty for human species, right? But we are still resilient, and Mother Gaia is very resilient, right? So even with the plastic seas, even with the plastic rivers, the trash rivers, all of this trash that we see going on, right? The earth is still resilient. It still hasn't slowed down. It's still going, right? Even with it's still going, it's still finding a way. So our aura is very much like that. It can find a way, right? And that's what we need at this time, because we have to find a way to heal we call our trash yards of our subconscious, right? So that we can clean it up, so that we can actually break through this major sort of block, which has to do with the Piscean age and the trash yard of, we're all damaged by the Piscean age, right? In the medieval, the Romanesque, that really rough period for us, the Dark Age. We're all feeling quite damaged and disturbed by it. But that subconscious trash yard, we're gaining the resilience, right? We need to gain the resilience so that we can move through it. We can clean it up so that we can begin to enter into, right, a new template of human experience. So that's what we call about the Aquarian age. That's what we call about the new paradigm of Earth, is that we're breaking through the trash yard in our subconscious due to the rough, vigorous Dark Age, the Piscean age, right? Discrimination, the hierarchical repression, withheld of everything, basically, right? And major belittlement, major form of segregation, a major form of attack, right? And aggressions that we had towards each other, right? So we're really trying to balance out the scales. And how we're doing that is we're really emphasizing and really activating the feminine energy, which has to do with healing modalities, has to do with being visionary, has to do with higher levels of creativity, spirituality, has to do with womanhood and community and building trust and a place of safety, also a place of deep healing. We're really emphasizing that because we have to balance out the scales, right? If we just continue in this patriarchal just imbalance, we're just gonna have more imbalance, right? When it comes to our ecosystem, our economy, our social society, our culture, right? So that we're experiencing this imbalance, right? So we're trying to off balance the scale, right, with emphasizing the feminine. So this Aquarian age has a lot to do with building up the woman. The woman needs to be built up so that there can be a balance between man and woman, right? So that's kind of what we're working on this planet. So, but we do need a level of resilience because, again, we're still heavily patriarchal. We still have that dark age within us, that trash yard, that damage, right? We're still quite damaged. So we have to have a resilience to be able to heal that, like planet Earth, right? You give a lot of disruptions to planet Earth, but it still will find a way. It's still very resilient at being able to metabolize that waste, right, or that damage, and to purify it, to rinse itself clean of it, right? We have that. We can rinse ourselves clean of these damages, right? So as long as human is damaged, or as long as human is unhealed, human is in balance, and therefore human cannot make corrective creative or constructive choices. Like a judge, right? To be a judge is you do have to be well-rounded. You do have to be dynamic. You do have to have a sense of balance, right? That's what justice is. It's a balance of the scales, right? So when we are not balanced, which culturally a lot of us are not balanced, we can't really make decisions from a well-rounded point of view. We're very static, right? Discrimination can be very static, right? Hate crime, very static. All these, sort of divisions we've had is come from a very static place, which means I don't have enough knowledge, right? I only have my perspective, right? I only have my perspective. I only have my culture. So even when we look at presidency for the future in the Aquarian age, it's more likely, particularly in America, going to be an individual who's very well-rounded, not static. Like, I'm a white man, that's my perspective, right? What's going to happen is the real sort of leadership is going to be a more well-rounded, more balanced person who has a perspective of the entire the hierarchical scale rather than white male, right? That's just one perspective among the whole hierarchical system, right? So to be well-rounded, like a judge, right? We talk about a good judge, very balanced, right? We talk about justice, right? Which presidency is about bringing more equilibrium to the nation, more balance to the nation, right? Is that because we're becoming more ambiguous, culturally, economically, spiritually, everything, right? We're going to have to expand, and we are expanding. Right, we're no longer static. I'm white man, right? That kind of thing, right? We're becoming more expanded, right? The Aquarian age is expanding our aura. Literally, our aura is expanding to my aura in being friend with my Asian friend. My aura now has expansion within the territories of Japan. My aura has expansion within Saudi Arabia, right? We're all getting very, very expanded in our aura because we're all becoming quite ambiguous in all areas of life. Because we as human, we want to balance out the scales. We need to balance out the scales, right? Because that, in the form of human unity, that's when we have the greatest creative ingenuity and the greatest creative innovation. Why do we need unity so badly on this planet? It's because we have places on this planet that could be, say, behind. They need help, or they need innovation, they need creativity, they need ideas, right? So through this form of unity, transforming friction into ingenuity, right? Creative competition rather than competition in the form of withholding, right? Withholding. Creative competition is gonna give enough places, enough regions around this planet innovation that can help them to really balance out the scale, because we're understanding that all places on this planet, it affects all places on this planet. Right? And we understand that. So if we bomb, which we have, bombed Japan, right, that does have an effect on the total ecosystem, because we American have Japanese here, right? So again, we're all intermingling with each other now, right? So that's why we're trying to balance out the scales culturally, economically, socially, religiously, right? So that we can have more of a conversation with people rather than a friction, right? I don't understand, right? I don't understand. Did you say war? Oh, you meant war? I don't understand, right? We don't understand each other because we're not expanded enough too. We're not well-rounded enough. We're not studious enough. And that's what this woman energy, this womanhood, this community is doing for us, because the woman is able to understand, right? She has this almost intuitive, compassionate, and yet very tolerant sort of way about her, right? So out of, the men, they don't understand, but usually you put that woman in and she's able to make some sort of connection, to get some sort of message and find some sort of truth or knowledge about this indifference, right, between person and person, right? So we're wanting to transform indifferences into innovation, right, into creative competition, right, creative competition, because that's what's going to give us the greatest chance at finding some sort of craftsmanship, as well as like engineering reform that can really help us to best navigate the technology age successfully, right, to the point where we're not technically going through techno stress, right? We're finding a solemn haven within our community, right, within ourselves, right, within the study of the earth. So for this meditation, I'm going to get right into the meditation. So you have your hands out like this, and we're going to use a mantra, so just follow the movement and then kind of go with me when you're ready. So my thumbs are kind of up like this, right, and I'm kind of like swooping over. So I'm kind of going to the heart. I'm kind of like swooping over. See that? My hands are kind of like little cups. So we're emphasizing the aura, the arc line, expanding our aura so that we can have, so we can be more expanded in our creativity and our ability to understand, connect, and to transform friction into ingenuity, into prosperity. We need to know how to solve problems, right? We can't solve problems because we're too slow, right? We're very, very slow. So we need to really level up our ability to process and our ability to make corrective decisions, to metabolize emotionally, spiritually, psychologically. We need to metabolize a lot faster so that we can be creative more, right? So this is the mantra. So just tuck in the chin, the spine is tall, so just keep going. And you're just having your eyes closed and you're just feeling that energy, kind of like there's just energy spinning around you. So this is the mantra, follow along. Satanama, Satanama, Satanama. So that's kind of when you get to Nama, you bring your hands into lotus, kind of like coming up. So coming up the navel, up to the heart, open up at the heart, and then you literally push it up and then kind of let it go and then sweep the hands down. Kind of like bringing it, opening up, bring it down to the ground, almost like hello, right, like a flower. And then we go Satanama, 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 Satanama. Satanama, Satanama, Satanama. So you inhale and you can sigh it out, and when you come down, Satanama, Satanama, Satanama. 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 Inhale. Hold your hands out beside you. Press the arms on towards your rib cage. Open up your heart. Roll your shoulders back. Tug in the chin. Sip of more air. Have that thumb out. Exhale. Side out. Inhale. Exhale. Side out. Inhale. Side out. Now, bring your hands together. Bring that thumb in. See the thumb is touching that pinky mound like this. And then have your fingers over. Right, so kind of bring it here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to open the third eye. So it's kind of like putting like a pressure on this like frontal lobe. Right, so Satanama, Satanama, Satanama. So you're going to kind of cross over like this. Right, so again, these are all psychic adjustments to opening your system up to new energy. Satanama, Satanama, Satanama. 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 Satanama, 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 Satanama. Inhale, hold the hands out like this. Bring that thumb in towards the index finger. Inflate the chest, tuck in the chin, spine tall, roll the shoulders back. Really open up that heart channel. Allow your third eye to its opening, side out. Now bring this lotus here at the top of your head, right at the hairline. So we're gonna have it prayer, and then when we chant, so Satanama, Satanama, Satanama. So you're opening it up like slowly, right? Like you're opening up your consciousness, and then you kind of sweep it down like this, and then you bring it up. So Satanama, 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 Satanama. Inhale, have the hands out. Hold in here at the heart. Make sure like your hands kind of pressing out, like you're pressing your heart out. Inhale, tuck in that chin, the spine tall, shoulders are kind of rolled back. Hold it. Exhale. Inhale. Hold it. You're putting an end to these lower energies. You're pushing them out. So feel like you're pushing out with the palm. Exhale. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Now bring the fist, thumb, hands over the thumb right here at the navel. Open up that chest so it's kind of like the knuckles are almost touching, but they're like an inch apart, right? So it's kind of right here at that belly button, kind of squeezing it into the body and squeezing your heart. When you squeeze it into your belly, you're pushing your heart forward and rolling the shoulders back and then tucking in that chin. And just feel like you're grounding your, think of your gut, your brain, your second brain. So feel like you're really balancing out the second brain, bringing balance to the brain, your both hemispheres of the brain, as well as bringing balance to both hemispheres of the second brain. So think of both hemispheres of the second brain as your pelvis, right? So we know we have two hemispheres of our brain, but we also have, right, we have a pelvis. So think of it, your navel is connected to your pelvis and is connected to your hips. So when you think of it, when one hip is off, or when one hip is wanky, or when your pelvis is off, what happens? Your navel gets off. When your navel gets off, a lot of times, again, both hemispheres of the brain will get off, right? So we want to correct that. So just kind of pressing it into your navel and really visualizing the correction of your pelvis, the correction of your hips, and see the correction of your entire spine. So when your hips and your pelvis is in a correct alignment, right? A lot of times your spine, right? Your spine, it has more fluidity through it, right? You become more balanced when it comes to your brain and your brain's contact with the physical body. So just long, deep breathing through the nose. So when I inhale, I do 2 rounds of Satanama. So I go Satanama, Satanama on the inhale, and I hold for a couple seconds, and then I exhale the nose, going through 2 rounds of Satanama. So Satanama, Satanama on the exhale. It helps me to get a deep rhythmic breath from my navel or my perineum all the way up to the crown of my head and all the way up to the 10th gate, and then back down to the perineum all the way below to my roots, right? We talk about roots like a tree, and then all the way back up, and then all the way back down like a tree. So visualize yourself as a tree and see branches above your head, right? Taking in the sunlight, and see roots below your perineum, below your seated posture that's digging you deep into the earth. Okay, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Side out. Okay, inhale. Side out. Now just bring the hands behind the neck and just pull up on the back of the neck. Just feel that sort of adjustment. Tuck in that chin, really press that skull upward. Really creating that alignment now within the spine. Like a spinal adjustment, lifting up. Right, creating space in the back of the neck for that energy to move into the brain and to circulate better, the spinal energy to circulate more smoothly through the brain, through the space in the back of the neck. And you're just opening up the channel, right? You're opening up the channel for energy to move through you more spaciously. So a lot of times when our neck is tight, or when our neck is short, right, meaning our shoulders are up to our ears and our neck is basically chopped off, or we have no neck, right, that thyroid, that parathyroid, especially when the back of the neck is really chopped off, like it's almost like people don't even have space in their neck whatsoever. A lot of times it's hard for the energy, the chi, to circulate from the brain into the body. So these people can become almost like disjointed between their psychomagnetic field and their electromagnetic field of their body. Right? The thyroid is like a passage that really connects the psychomagnetic field and the electromagnetic field of the body. Right? So a lot of people with this thyroid deficiency, which is an epidemic, our psychomagnetic field of their brain, it's not in rhythm with the psychomagnetic field of the body. And when it's not in rhythm, there can be a lot of arrhythmias in our body, right? So we want our psychomagnetic field, which is think of it as our brain, right? As in the electromagnetic field of the body, right? Which is created from the heartbeat. We want them to be in sync. We want them to be collaboration. We don't want them to be disjointed or to be disconnected. So, but it's the thyroid. When the thyroid is spacious, when the thyroid is lean, right? When the thyroid is open, from the back of the neck, right, all the way, and even in the front of the neck, right? But really, we have a lot of space in the back of the neck. It can really help us to get more grounded in our heartbeat, right? And help our thinking habits, our thinking behavior, our thinking body to really get in rhythmic intelligence with the heartbeat. So our heartbeat is very consistent, it's very durable, and it's very creatively secure, right? What our thinking can be very insecure, right? So we really want to sync up our mental wave, our mind mantra, with our heartbeat, like a drum, right? When a shaman tunes its energy to the drum beat, that's when a shaman is most able to create a stability within his journey, right? His spiritual journey, or within his resilience, right? His resilience to move mountains, right? Spiritually or mentally or psychologically. So the heart is a drum. It's a constant drum that will go forever. Even when we physically die, we carry the beat of our heart with us in the other dimensions. So when we sync up our thoughts, right, through the passage of the thyroid through, the throat is the passage, then our thinking becomes more like a drum beat, right? It becomes more soulful, it becomes more hopeful, it becomes more resilient, right? And our thinking becomes more organized and simplified, right? There's more circulation of energy within our thinking rather than stagnation and a lot of anxiety, right? So we really want to follow the heart. We want the heartbeat to be very prominent in our mind, right? Almost like we can hear our heartbeat in our thoughts. That will really help us to remain focused, concentrate. It will also help our thoughts to be more simple and less programmed, right? Our heartbeat is nothing to do with program. Our heartbeat is simply a drum that plays out the creativity of our fulfillment and lack thereof. But the drum of our heart always continues to play, right? It just wants to play. It doesn't know the difference between negative, positive emotion. It just simply is a drum that wants to play, right? So if it's a sad song, if it's a happy song, the heart does not judge. It does not analyze, criticize, and create all sort of pain associated with it. It just simply wants to play, and it wants to move energy, and it wants to pump, and it wants to pump. It wants to pump fast, it wants to pump slow, it wants to move energy, right? Our thinking, we can get very caught in the thinking. The psychomagnetic field, we can get caught in it, where we don't know how to move it. We're just caught in it. The heart is how we're able to move. So when we have the drum of our heart, we're in sync with it, then we know how to move. Then we know how to be creative. Then we know how to follow our highest excitement and to be courageous, right? And to move that chi that needs to move for us to be more, for more freedom and space within the body. So inhale. Exhale. Side out, pull up. As you side out, pull it up. Inhale. Next side out. Pull that skull up, 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 creating space in the back of the neck. Inhale, last time. Press the tongue on the upper palate. Side out. Pull that head up, up, up. And there you go. Thank me. I thank you for joining me. I've actually felt an adjustment in my lower spine, right? When you really pull it up, you start to see that whole spine is being pulled up with you, right? So a lot of our spine is very decompressed, or compressed, right? Our spine is very, very kind of like blocks that are just kind of really squeezed together like this, right? So when we really pull up on the neck, all of a sudden we're seeing all of this energy being pulled up. Right, all of this energy is all of a sudden wanting to be pulled up and to decompress and to elongate and to loosen and to stretch. Right, this whole spine for the perineum just through lifting up. Right, all of this all of a sudden really wants to elongate. Right, it really wants to stretch. The shoulders, the whole chest really wants to open up. Right, just through the opening and just through the loosening and the creating the space in the neck, all of a sudden there's a lot more space just within the contact with the shoulders and in the chest, as well as the spine, even the base of the spine. So thank you and namaste.